So this week we are going to be taking a look at APIs. We're also going to be looking at local storage and session storage, which are new to HTML5. And we will be learning how to create a drawing in HTML5 Canvas. And there is a chapter in your book that you're going to want to read through, but some of the information has changed because what goes on in APIs is not under the control of the textbook author. It's not under my control. It's, the companies that are putting out the information for the APIs. So the lecture demo may have more current information in it. I do have videos for each of these sections here at the top that you can watch. And then the APIs basically goes through what an API is. And then I've got several different examples that you can look at. And most of these examples, I did have to get a key. So APIs do require developers to get a key, but the keys are free. I've never had to pay for one. So you can take a look at these. For this one, you actually have to hit next to actually see these Marvel comic characters. The NASA one was super simple and it looks different every day. There's a different article and different graphics. And if you take a look at the code, and I have some of the code here, you are either going to be dealing with a JSON file or an XML file. And everything that you learned last week about processing XML and JSON applies to these files. Another one that you could use is Open Weather Map. So I have an example of that there. And then I do walk through how to create a couple different types of charts using Google Charts. Google Charts is the only one that you do not need a key to use. And so there's the code, there's one type of chart, and there's the code for this type of chart. And the video on APIs actually walks you through what's going on in that code. And then there's a link here so that you can create different types of charts if you want to. Then we go through the two types of HTML5 storage, local storage and session storage, super easy to use. And then we go through HTML5 Canvas. And we are going to be creating a game in Canvas. So this kind of gets you used to working with it and creating objects on the canvas. Okay, so this kind of walks you through how to do lines and circles and everything else. Once you are done, then you're going to go into the programming assignment. You're going to create your own little logo using Canvas. I have an example, but you should not create my example. You need to do your own thing. Then you're going to do a form that stores 4 pieces of information using local storage. And then you're going to do one for session storage. And then finally, you're going to find and use a simple API. Now, last semester, this was the one that gave people the most trouble. I do not know how to use every API on the web. So if you are kind of going off on your own and you're using an API that I don't know anything about, you're just going to have to figure out how to use it pretty much on your own. If you have a problem pulling in the XML or the JSON, I can help you with that. But as far as what is required of a developer to, connect to the API, that I won't know because I've never used it. And if you're not comfortable giving personal information to the API, you can always do Google Chart for this or Google Maps. Uh, Neither one of them require a key, and it would be perfectly fine for you to use those here. So if you have questions about anything, or if you have a problem with the API that involves pulling in the data or parsing the data or getting the data to display, I'd be happy to help you with that. Just let me know. And if you have problems with anything else, make sure you have it transferred to the web, throw me an email, and I will take a look at it.